Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Failure. The subject of this walking tour video is Portland Harbor. I'm not going to walk all the way around the boundary of Portland Harbor because it's basically everything enclosed by this fence here on my left-hand side. So for example, if I just walk a tiny bit to the right, we're in Portland Harbor, technically over here at Trenton. If we back up enough, I think we get to Atlantic Keys, which will be the subject of another video. Is there water behind me? I should probably be careful over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start walking around Portland Harbor. First thing I see here is this line runner. It's fixed. It's required for the Portland Import-Export Garage, so a very convenient location for this vehicle. Obviously a Hart pickup right here. We've got some trucks, lots of shipping stuff happening down here at Portland Harbor, obviously. So more trucks and kind of like an Evel Knievel type stunt where you got to go off of this ramp for a unique jump and fly over all of these parked trucks here. That's pretty cool. Okay, so while we're taking a look at this beautiful cargo ship, let's read from the wiki about Portland Harbor. Also referred to as Portland Docks, is a shipyard in GTA 3, Advance, and Liberty City stories. Portland Harbor is based on Brooklyn Navy Yard. Portland Harbor's design is what one would expect from an average seaport. The district only houses a collection of warehouses, loading docks, shipping cranes, large and small, shipping containers, and large freighters docked along the harbor's docks. The harbor is revealed in LCS to be undergoing upgrades circa 1998 as a row of warehouses were under construction in the district. Okay, and then it looks like some more 1998 type stuff, but we're only interested in GTA 3, 2001 stuff. So in GTA 3, a Colombian cartel ship filled with spank, dubbed Less Cargo, is docked here, and it comes into play during the SAL mission Bomb to Base Act 2. There's a mission called Van Heist, which unlocks like a beeper message for a garage to accept secure cars here in exchange for money. And two import-export areas are right here on this property. Okay, cool. So let's start walking around here. All right, so we've got the big sign here, Portland Docks, no unauthorized access. I'll make a note here after the mission Cutting the Grass, no NPCs spawn on the Portland Docks property anymore. Okay, so we've got a bunch of these little kind of business type buildings, all look identical. So that adrenaline pill is pickup right here. And then more of these buildings. And then over this way, we've got a bunch of fixed vehicles. So the Karuma is always here. This one's required for the shoreside import-export garage. Perennial also required for shoreside import-export. And then I can never remember Yankee versus Mule. Is this the Mule? It is. Okay, so there's a Mule, also a fixed spawn. Let's head down this way. So we've got this like a massive building here to my right. See if we can get on there. See, some NPCs are spawning here because I haven't passed Cutting the Grass yet in this save file. But we'll try to get into this building here on my right-hand side when I have my taxi with no collision. Okay, so we got these giant containers here, numbered lots of 5s and 6s. But the numbers are supposed to be unique. I don't know that I can read that. I think it's the word giant, and then I'm not sure about the other words. Okay, we'll keep on trucking here. We got the exclamation point, kind of danger, generic danger sign. And in that mission, Bomb to Base Part 2, we do have to go up on the roof, so I might as well do that right now. But first, we'll just point out the Bribe Star located right here. I think that's the last of the pickups. No, there's one more pickup over really far in that direction. Okay, and then like a massive crane up here. I know some of the cranes kind of move sort of randomly to sort of bring life to the area. Okay, and then the Less Cargo cruise ship, not cruise ship, freighter shipping ship, Liberty City. Okay, so we'll head up the stairs here. And again, this is typically what you do during the mission Bomb to Base Part 2, Act 2. Yep. Okay, so there is the ship involved in Bomb to Base Part 2. And some nice views from up here on top of this building. There is a hidden package over on top of this building here. Right there. And let's go ahead and head towards that cruise ship. Make way for Willie. Okay, so this ramp is here until the end of that mission, Bomb to Base Part 2. And then the ramp is no longer here. And I never noticed that this part of the railing is not attached. It seems unsafe. So what happens if so I can't push against there, but I'm assuming you can just walk off and die here. Sure looks like it. Okay, no need to test that, not even for science. Okay, so pretty nice looking ship here. You can walk all around. Maybe I'll bring my collision-free taxi in here and drive around on the insides of these structures here, but all solid stuff, which makes sense because this is a place that you actually can get to on foot. But the other ship, we'll take a look at it later on in this video. It has like all these same kinds of like pieces on the top decks, but they're not solid at all. You can just walk through them because you're not supposed to be able to get onto that other ship. But many videos from now, I'm going to do my best to get onto that other ship. Okay, cool. A couple of doors here. And then I think we're all done with our tour of this ship. Having kind of flashbacks to a similar looking ship in Vice City with something where there was like a hidden package on that particular one, and the only way to get there was by helicopter. Okay, so let's see if we can read a little bit about Less Cargo. I might have done this in one of the videos that's coming up in this series. Less Cargo is a ship in GTA 3. Its port of registry is Liberty City. It's seen here in Portland Dock. It is severely run down with a bent transmission tower. Is that up there? I guess that's kind of bent. That big thing sticking out there. Bent transmission tower, rusting deck. I mean, I see like all the rust here on the sides of this thing, and a partially demolished superstructure. That I didn't quite see. Again, I see like holes in the railings here. The ship can be accessed by a wooden staircase. This is not a staircase. This is a ramp. Come on. There's not a single stair. The ship is owned by the Colombian cartel and is used as a manufacturing lab for Spank. The ship does not appear in LCS. There's a black freight ship docked in its place and an almost identical ship docked south of the harbor. This area, the ship, is seen in Cutting the Grass and also in Bomb to Base, like we said. Okay, similar ship to Less Cargo appears in Viceport in Vice City, and the name is likely a reference to Less Cargo, pronounced the same, which is the French word for the snail. Possibly it's a play on less cargo, like fewer pieces of cargo, less cargo. Okay, moving right along. Looks like we've got another kind of crane thing here. And we'll continue running around. One change that I'm making in this video compared to the last few walking tours videos, that I'm not doing this video in double speed. I kind of just did it before to speed up the running and the driving a little bit, but maybe it was kind of irritating to watch the thing in double speed most of the time. Okay, so that was a Yankee that we just got in there. I've never shot any of these, but there you go. And this one looks like it's not explodable, but it is shootable. Can I get this thing in the water? This is one of life's little challenges. This is on my bucket list here. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh, maybe I just kick it. Can we get it up on top of this? Oh, that is looking good, but did it? Oh, I think this is a done deal. Get some. Perfect. Where'd it go? Okay, fine work, GTA Failure. Let's move on. So do leave me a comment. Let me know which one is better, regular speed here for these walking tours or double speed. Okay, so more of these kind of buckets. Maybe just the red one is explodable, not even the pink one, not the yellow one, but this one. Kaboom! Very nice. There are some of those explodable things on the Less Cargo ship, but only during that bomb to base mission. Okay, moving right along. This is an alley that I use all the time when I'm doing all the import-export stuff in this garage in front of me, and also at the import-export crane right over this way. Okay, it seems like a pretty nondescript type building. And now we're back around. So another crane here. One of these cranes is the crane for the import-export crane, but I don't think it's this one. I don't think I can climb this thing. Too bad. All right, what's this? It's the same sign as at the yeah, this is the same sign we saw at the crusher. Warning: compressor air intake. Do not park vehicles in yellow box. Again, I don't know where the yellow box is. But here we could see that, that crane moving, which is pretty cool. Just adds a little bit of a touch of realism. Make it seem like this is a living, breathing area. Okay, so we got a second ship over here. Quite similar to the first ship, I'd guess. Again, I still can't tell the difference between a Yankee and a mule. So 2 Yankees and a mule so far. So this is the crane associated with the import-export list. And so when you drop off a vehicle on this little patch right here, it gets picked up by the magnet and then brought over to that ship. And then after you've completed all of these import-export vehicles, then you can respawn any of them, any of the 7 that are required here, and the car is picked up from that ship and then deposited back over here for you. Okay, so we've got some East-West Shipping Company crates here, many of them. And then continuing along, so like I was saying, like if you're walking around on top of that boat, that ship, then like that yellow crane looking thing there has no collision detection. You can just walk right through it because you're not supposed to be up there. There's a mission where I use this particular corner to snipe a guy in a boat. I think it's gone fishing, but it might be a different one. All right, and then here is a shield. I think that's the last pickup in this area. So we got lots of kind of nondescript garages here. And we'll just run all around. So like this part, is this better in regular speed like this? Like it just seems slow to me, especially because like it's all identical and uniform. Maybe I should be in regular speed when we're doing the interesting stuff, and then just walk through a fence. And then in double speed when it's all uniform like this is here. Okay, so we don't need to run all the way to the end. It's all the same. And I think I didn't see, are we still in Portland docks proper here? How far can I go out before we change to like the Portland Beach? Yeah, so right around there. Okay, and then on this side, I guess we're still in Portland Harbor here, and that's good. So it's essentially just the fence line all the way around. That's the Super Save in front of us. Portland View a little bit. Let's get back to Portland Harbor if we can. There we go. Yeah, it's sort of weird. I would think that the whole thing inside of this concrete wall to my right should be Portland Harbor and not Portland View, but it's probably easier for the programmers to just make the neighborhoods that show up on the bottom right of the screen just to be rectangular in nature as opposed to having diagonal lines. So I get it. I get it. Okay, so we've got seven garages over here, and the one that's unmarked, this is the one where you deposit a bunch of Secura cars, but only after you complete the mission Van Heist. And it's not required to do those Secura cars, but it will take up to 10 in exchange for cash. Okay, so here we are in a mule. So I think that's 2 Yankees and 2 mules altogether. And then coming back over here, I think the only things left to discuss are the import-export crane and the import-export garage. So here's the crane. It, like I said, requires 7 particular vehicles. They're all emergency vehicles, like the police car and the ambulance and the enforcer, tank, things like that. What I don't understand is why there's no list, right? Like, where's the list of vehicles that it wants? Like, you can bring a vehicle here that it doesn't want. Like, it's easy to rule out vehicles if you just decide to like bring one of every vehicle you can find and drop it off here. Like it'll tell you, hey, we don't want that, right? We're not interested in that model. But it sure seems like there should be a list. I don't know why there isn't a printed list like there is at the other 2 import-export garages. And for example, in Vice City, the import-export tasks over at Sunshine Autos, there's always a list, like just a concrete list right next to the garage. So I don't know why they didn't put a list for the emergency ones. Okay, so anyway, here's the 16 vehicle import-export garage. Like I said, that one over there requires 7, and the shoreside import-export garage requires 16, just like this one. I think we've done this already, but like 14 of these things are quite easy to find here on Portland. But the Dodo only exists over on the 3rd island, shoreside over at the airport. And then the Blista doesn't exist on this island, although we did get lucky by doing an extra firefighter and having a Blista show up right here. That was pretty cool. Okay, so we'll take a look at some of the buildings that have no collision detection, or at least have floors here with our no collision vehicle. So the reason that the perspective is changing here is that this particular garage, the unmarked one that should be number 2, is the one associated with the Secura car business, and so you can't, like, it behaves like a garage, meaning you can only face one way, and the camera changes quite a bit once you get in there. And so that's why it's different. Interesting to note that the rest of the garages, so remember there's 7, and like the first 2 are separated and there's walls in between them as you'd expect. The rest of them are not, which makes sense because the only one that's important is this number 2. So it's really just like number 2 is the only one that has walls, and it appears that number 1 also has walls just because it's bordering number 2. Okay, so directly opposite the garages is this big empty warehouse, so you can drive all around. Not too much going on in here, but again, it's pretty cool that it's all got floors for us. That's nice. And then here we can drive into these little buildings. There's not much to see in here, so shaky. Sorry about that. Okay, next up is we're over here by the entrance. So another big empty building right over here. Solid floor, that's all that I care about. And then on this side we got the fence, and then can we get into these? These were the like uniform buildings here that I was asking you to tell me if it's better to do these in single speed, regular speed, or double speed. But anyway, they look all the same here, which makes sense because it's a copy and paste thing for Rockstar. Quite efficient. If you take a look at this building, not immediately to my left, but forward a little bit and to my left, on the top, on the roof there, you can see a magnet moving around. On the roof is like some kind of a metal structure. I can't get out of my car to give you a better view because then I can't get in. But what's interesting to me is that if you come into this building, you'll see that the metal structure continues, right, like all the way to the ground. It's not just at the roof of this building. It goes all the way up, which again makes sense. They just copy and paste a tower that they've already built. It doesn't matter that it's silly that it's going through the interior of a building because you're never supposed to see that building. Looking at these individual containers, maybe make a guess here and decide whether you think they are going to be walled off inside individually, or if it'll be like a big empty space where it should be individual containers. So here we go, big empty space. Hopefully you made the right call. But these ones over here, these are individual, obviously, because there's gaps in between them. Okay, and we've got another tower inside of a building right here, all kind of uniform in terms of design. And the last thing I'll show in this video is right here, we've just driven up the ramp or staircase, according to the wiki, onto Less Cargo. And so all these things have collision detection, but we can go right inside and take a look inside these structures here. And this is the kind of the big structure at the back of the boat. And I think if I fall down, I don't know, is there collision detection? Like I feel like I'm gonna fall. I guess it's solid here. It doesn't look like it should be solid. Change the camera, can we get a better view? There we go. Okay, so it seems to me that this boat has like a leak of some kind. Like I'm no naval expert, but it doesn't seem right to have this much water on the boat. What's really funny to me is that like the water right below me is like moving all wavy and everything. Like it's clearly part of a different water body than, let's see if I can move my taxi up ahead a little bit. If you look just like it, where the nose of my taxi is like right up there. The water level of that next bit of water is like, I don't know, 4 feet lower than the neighboring water. And it's quite smooth. It's flowing a little bit, but it's not wavy like this. So clearly differently behaving water, which is pretty funny. Okay, and then is it the same deal up here? Yep, looks good up here. Can't see anything. Still can't see anything. Okay, and then we'll end the video here with our spinning view. Standard GTA stuff, nothing to see here. Oh, I think we just fell. And we're dying. Perfect. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.